Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I'm really excited for this one. Finally we're diving into astrology. I want to take a minute to thank everyone who has subscribed so far. I call this channel like a little home filled with love, and there's about 600 of you in here now, so I don't know how to say thank you to everybody. It's been so wonderful over the last month now, getting to know everybody, some of the people I've talked to, some of the family members we have met. So it's truly been a wonderful time, and I'm so glad we connect. Like I always say, astrology is not always trying to put fear into you. It's how we can untangle your issues, how we can do a deep soul dive, see what it takes to make you smile. So I'm really excited about today's video about Ketu in the fourth house. I'm not starting off with Ketu in the first because this placement is very dear to me, and I will be doing Ketu in every single house. I'm really excited about that. So without too much delay, let's get started. First, again, thank you everybody who subscribed. If this is your first time, welcome to the channel, and where we take the illusion and the fear out of astrology and make it into more smiling, something more wonderful, something more encouraging, something more positive. And this video is going to be mainly for people who are going through Ketu Mahadasha. If you're here just for your learning and education, or you have a general placement about Ketu in the fourth, this will not impact you as much. There will be some points that you will relate to, but this will impact more heavily on someone who is going through Ketu Mahadasha. So why is that? Because Ketu is active in Ketu Mahadasha, and it's going to be through the fourth house. This is such a wonderful and yet challenging placement at the same time. It's a hate-love type of relationship, right? Ketu is all about spirituality. Ketu wants to make you spiritual, and yet we live in a very materialistically driven world here, right? You have to give up everything to go towards what Ketu really wants to give you. So thank you again for joining. So let's get started on Ketu in the fourth house and what does it mean. So first, I'll look at it in Ketu in the fourth on a very basic astrology level, and then I'm really excited to take it to the advanced astrology level. And for those who don't know anything, at least you'll be able to relate to it a little bit. But if you're advanced, you have studied astrology, you'll understand what I'm saying. So again, my name is Jaspir. Welcome to the channel. If you're looking for personal readings, I always put down my email in the description. My email is readingwithjaspir@gmail.com. and I try to respond within 24 hours. So let's get started on Ketu in the fourth house. Ketu in the fourth house, as we know, always gives you detachment from mother. That's one of the first things we notice. That love that we wanted from our moms, that we never got it in our life, okay? There was always this cold disconnect from mother. It doesn't matter what planets you have sitting with Ketu in the fourth house, it always creates that disconnect somehow. Either you were separated from your mother early age for education. Some of you might have gone to boarding school away from home, so your mother was never really there for you through your childhood. Or maybe you had a younger sibling and mother had more love towards your younger, and you never got that motherly bond, motherly love. And this love doesn't come forward. It's always been there, disconnect your whole life if you have Ketu in the fourth house, right? So one of the amazing things that happen, the reason I say it's love-hate type relationship, you have Rahu in the 10th house. Rahu is a kingmaker. So those of you who have gone through Mercury and stuff, you see how wonderful you are, what you're able to achieve, right? Out there in the world, you're this amazing personality. People love you. You know exactly what to say, when to say. You shine like a diamond outside in the world. But when you come home, the moment you close that door, you're an outsider. Like nobody really loves you at home. You don't get the same kind of respect at home. So it's this paradox. Outside, your Rahu is doing his amazing job. But the moment you come into your home, your sanctuary, you just want to be left alone. You're cold, like nobody really loves you. So this is this dynamic that this axis plays. And Ketu in the fourth house, when the Mahadasha comes, when that time comes, you're awakening through the fourth house, there's a lot of ancestral karmic, karmic baggage that you have to clean up. You're the chosen link to clean that up. Your ancestors chose you to bring out their unfelt emotions, that unheard voice that they've suppressed. So you're the chosen one to deal with all the karma. Ketu in the fourth house. It's painful if you want to achieve material success in this Mahadasha. Ketu wants to teach you what true inner peace is. Okay? Ketu in the fourth house. Yes, you're emotionally detached. You don't get the motherly love. There's some other things I'm going to talk about. But Ketu resides here. Okay, this is why I started from here. Your soul is here, the heart. Ketu in the fourth is all about internal love, loving your soul. It's about finding the home within. It's not about attaining material success. Ketu is right here. He says, forget all that. Come home within. So this Mahadasha is so magical if you know how Ketu is trying to transform you and trying to change you. If you're still holding on to the material success, all the worldly things, Ketu will destroy you. It'll take whatever it has to finally make you let go. So, one thing I want to say is in this Mahadasha, in this video, I'm going to try to cover a lot of the stuff, what people go through with Ketu in the fourth house. I'll cover 80% of the stuff, but I want to say that this journey is non-linear. Everybody has a different soul journey, but at the same time, it depends on what Ketu is trying to teach you through its nakshatra. It really depends on what nakshatra Ketu is sitting in the fourth house. So if Ketu is in Swati, for example, it's going to give a different result when Ketu is sitting in Revati, for example, or if Ketu is sitting in its own nakshatra, like Ashwini or Magha or Mula, it's going to give a completely different result for a person. So 80% you can relate to this video, and 20% is customized towards what your nakshatra is. I'm not going to be able to talk about Ketu in each nakshatra in this video because the video is going to be way too long otherwise. So I'll try to go as much detail as I can from basic astrology to advanced with Ketu in the fourth. So I'm going to look at Ketu, the impact of Ketu sitting the fourth house, like the coldness from the mother, emotional detachment, what are some of the problems that come, and then to show you something magical, how Ketu transform you for the better. Okay, transformation, anybody who has any general idea of astrology, transformation is seen from the 8th house. Okay, in a Kalpurush Kundali, your natural zodiac in Vedic astrology, the 8th house represents the change. Now, transformation, death, ego death, rebirth, correct? So how is Ketu going to transform you? We have to study the 8th house from Ketu. Okay, this is a little bit advanced. So how is Ketu going to transform you? You have to count 8 houses away from Ketu. So if you're starting at the 4th house, 5th house, 6th house, 7th house, 8th house, 9th house, 10th house, 11th house makes the 8th house away from the 4th house. So the 11th house, the house of desires, dreams and stuff, becomes the house of transformation that you have to empty out. In that Kalpurush Kundali or the natural zodiac, 11th house is represented by Aquarius, the vessels, the pots, the emptying out of it. So Ketu in the 4th house is not only about detachment from mother and stuff. You grow, you transform through letting go of what you've been holding on to, the desires and stuff like that. So this is the magical journey that I'm going to talk about in the second half. So the first, let's just talk about it. Ketu sitting in the 4th house, right? I've talked about it. Like, why is it spiritually challenging? Because it wants to awaken the love within. Ketu is saying, look for the peace. In Hindi, it's called sukoon. Ketu aapko sukoon dene aaya hai. It wants to give you peace, ultimate peace. Stop chasing the cars, the dreams outside. Just relax a little bit and find that peace within. You'll never get a time like this in life again. These 7 years are so magical. If you have the chance to feel that peace, that ultimate bliss, that connection with the divine, you'll never be able to get it back again in life again. So slow down. You will achieve your titles, your manager position, your supervisor position, whatever you want to say, your CEO titles and stuff. You'll get it later in life. Right now, enjoy this calmness that Ketu is trying to give you. Slow down, my friend. Enjoy the bliss. There's so much divine presence in this bliss. So, one thing I want to tell you, Ketu, 4th house, when Mahadasha is going on, please move out. Ketu is going to create so much trouble in the home environment, okay? It wants you to grow independently. It wants to show you that you can survive in the world on your own. If you're a family man and you're living in a joint family, start a new nest. Start your own home. Don't depend on a joint family house. Ketu is probably going to try to make you move sooner or later. It's going to create problems in the house. And moving, it's part of life. It's okay if you set up your own little nest for your family. If you're alone, get away from your family members for a little bit. It's okay to create a healthy space. Even if you can't afford it, you're working, get a 1-bedroom bachelor pad for 2-3 years until this dasha is going on. Things will calm down. People will reunite. But Ketu wants to detach you for a little bit and show you that you can survive on your own. It's a beautiful thing. Don't be scared to move out. If you stay in that family environment, your health might deteriorate. Like, you might have other issues that come up, like family fighting, constant drama and stuff. Get away. Even move out 2 doors down if there's a room for rent at a friend's house or like a little apartment in the area, if you want to be close to family. But create that healthy space. Nobody's going to tell you these things. These are good for your soul growth. You signed up for this journey, okay? So, first thing, Ketu, 4th house, Mahadasha is coming, move out. Now, it's spiritually challenging, like I've said, because it's going to drain your savings out. Okay, it's going to make you go away from money and luxury and stuff and come to a very basic minimum lifestyle. That's why to become spiritual, you have to let go of the desires. I'll go in deeper a little bit later. So, Ketu in the 4th house, it's going to impact your home life. So move out. Your property, your emotional security, and it's going to cause a big detachment from mom during this time. Also, addictions. Okay, you have to overcome your addictions. Ketu in the 4th house, I've seen a lot of people suffering with addictions. A lot of people are drug addicts because they want to feel some kind of a high. They're so emotionally detached that they don't feel on the regular. There's no emotions. So they have developed a tendency for drugs like MDMA or cocaine or some of the higher drugs that I don't even know the name of, crystal meth or whatever, just to feel that bliss. Some people do the drug just to feel that nirvana state sometimes. I've talked. Don't get over your drugs. Addictions does not come only in drug forms. Addiction comes in social media addiction. Get away from the screen time. One of the biggest addiction that Ketu gives in the 4th house is self-pleasure through sexually, male or females. It gives you this big tendency for self-pleasure. Sometimes you just burn your energy out by overindulging in that. Preserve that energy. Do it in a controlled way. Ketu 4th house are one of the biggest self-pleasure addicts. I don't want to say the word, but there's a word who do indulge in a lot of sex pleasure. So don't do that. Control it. By my saying you might not do it, but when the dasha comes or you're going through it, you will realize what that energy does, how it drains you. So you will learn to protect your energy. So you learn to overcome the addictions. Ketu in the 4th house detaches you from pleasure, from the material things. Like a brand new TV, 60-inch wide, is not gonna give you pleasure, enjoyment. Okay? A person with Ketu in the 4th house, guys, through your life, meditate. There's more bliss for you through meditation than watching a 60-inch big screen TV. Your true fulfillment comes from soul level alignment. Now, what is soul alignment? Doing things what your heart desires, not what the society wants to do, right? It's not your emotional fulfillment is not going to come through relationships. Your emotional fulfillment is not going to come through having a perfectly home life with parents, grandparents, and stuff like this. When the dasha comes, when the time period comes, you will have to build your own nest. It doesn't come from belonging to a certain type of social group. Your emotional fulfillment doesn't come by belonging to certain type of networking groups, social groups and stuff. No, you will feel empty there. Your true fulfillment comes from within. What makes you happy at heart? Dive within. And financially, Ketu in the 4th house, when the dasha is going on, have some savings, like I said before, because it will drain you financially. It gives you a feeling, or it might make you homeless. Okay, if you don't give up those addictions. If, for example, if you're addicted to gambling or girls or spending money on girls and stuff for pleasure, it will drain you financially so fast. And it wants to make you realize the value of that energy. So be careful where you spend your money, how you spend your money, and you have to live a very minimal lifestyle when you have Ketu in the 4th. Like, forget about the luxury cars. Buy a used car from 10, 15 years ago. If that's what you got, be happy for the next couple of years while you're going through this dasha. Be strong. You'll make it through, I promise. In Hindi, there's a term, Ketu in the 4th, aapko fakir bana dega. And you have to witness that. It doesn't mean it'll bring you down to the streets, but you could be living a very simple life at home. Okay, you're not buying new clothes. You're down to your minimum 2 shirts, 2 cars, 1 car, even 1 scooter, even whatever you have to cut down the cost. Live at a very no going out to restaurants. Save money wherever you can, because Ketu really wants you to spend as much time as you can with yourself, to give yourself some self-love, do the things you want, without spending money on Rahu things like partying, gambling, and all that. Now, something that's not often talked about, but we must do the shadow work on. What is shadow work in today's world? Okay, all the emotional wounds that you've been carrying through generations. Okay, and any ancestral healing that needs to be done. You are the chosen one now, because Ketu in the 4th is about roots and stuff. So 90% of the time, the ancestral healing that has to be done with Ketu in the 4th is through something that has been carried through your mom's side lineage. Very rarely do I see this happening. Like, for example, Ketu in Maga is more of fatherly side now. What kind of a lineage, karmic debt you're bringing into this world. Everything depends on your chart personally. So this is where we do the personal readings and what kind of ancestral healing needs to be done on here. Now, a very basic example, like ancestral trauma in the maternal lineage. Like, for example, was your mom always cold? Was she distant, emotionally not available? Was she like confused all the time? You're the chosen one to break that kind of a chain, and you are allowed to feel love, okay? Maybe your ancestors were denied emotional expression, or they didn't have a voice. They suffered in silence. They didn't have an opportunity to say their emotions. You finally have a chance to express your emotions, right? Emotional repressions, like, what does it mean? We were conditioned to keep things inside. Don't share your emotions with anyone. That's a part of conditioning that you have to break out of in this lifetime that you have chosen. At some point in Ketu Mahadasha, you will have to express how you truly feel about certain things when you have Ketu in the 4th house. And you know what, guys? Please cry. Crying is so healing. Crying is one of the best things you can do. Don't ever feel like, oh, we shouldn't cry, it makes us weak. No. The more you cry in your Ketu Mahadasha, in your spiritual awakening, the more you're healing. You're cleaning out that karmic baggage that has been built up. In Ketu in the 4th house, you have to break down the conditioning. There's so many different type of conditionings that you have to break down. What you were expected to be, a good son, a good daughter-in-law, etc., etc. All that has to go. It's what is making you happy, right? Ketu in the 4th house gives trouble with land, dispute sometimes with property, land or homes. Who should get what? So you might be stuck in this entanglement. The simple thing I say, let it go. Don't fight over and over something. If it's truly yours, it'll come to you. If your family doesn't want to give it to you and you're fighting so much with lawyers and your money's dragging out and stuff, let it go. That is never meant to be yours. Ketu will somehow magically bring what belongs to you out of nowhere. And I'm a witness of that. And I've gone through that. So it's all about change. Okay. So this is just the basic stuff while Ketu is sitting in the 4th house, right? Like dispute with land, emotional trauma that we can talk about, like how does it surface up and stuff. Now the magic begins. How does Ketu change you? What is it? Why is Ketu Dasha painful, and where's Ketu trying to change you from? Ketu is going to change you 8 houses away. Okay, it's a little bit advanced concept, but you have to understand change comes from 8 houses away. 8th house from the 4th house is the 11th house. 11th house represents your desires, dreams, your social circle, elder brother you could have a dispute with if you have one. So what it makes you do, it'll shake you. It'll shake you. Ketu will shake you again and again until you're reborn. It'll shake you through your friends. It'll shake you through your dreams. What you really thought, what you dreamed of in Mercury before Ketu started. Are those really your dreams? Or are you truly finding something that's more soul aligned now? So 11th house, excuse me. 11th house is that vessel, Aquarius, emptying out of the pot. Okay, Ketu is gonna completely make you empty everything out. What you were conditioned to, what you thought was yours, what your dreams were, who your friends were. It's gonna shake that make you completely empty it out. It's gonna isolate you. What has to go from the vessel? Your dreams, your ambitions, what you thought that you wanted to achieve at one time, what you define success as is completely going to be reshaped again, okay? Like change is painful. That's why a lot of people are commenting or they find online that Ketu is painful. Ketu is not painful. Ketu is change, okay? It's rewriting who you are. Like you're reborn into a new person now. And it's emptying out the old you completely. Whatever you have filled your bags, your expectations of from your lifetime into this pot, that's called the Aquarius pot. Now you have to empty it out. Yeah. So magically, Ketu is going to hit your 11th house. Okay, it's going to transform you. It's going to shed the old you. It's going to give you a new birth. Okay, so all those things have to be gone. If you've studied astrology and you know what the 11th house represents, you have to face those. That's where the true Ketu power kicks in during Ketu Mahadasha. So why does money drain out? Because part of the desires of the 11th house, your cars have to go, okay? If it's not soul aligned, if those cars that you bought, they were just material gains, show off and stuff, Ketu is going to take them away. So be ready to downsize. If Ketu is emptying out that pot, happily just empty it out. Live a very basic fakiri type of lifestyle in Ketu. Sukoon feel karo, guys. Feel the peace. Don't make it more complicated than it already is. So your real transformation happens from the 11th house. A new you is born from the 11th house. What your desires truly are. Like what you thought in Mercury, is that really success, or are you defining a new way of what success means to you now? You're not going to be, after you're done emptying out this, after you've gone through this transformation, you're not going to be dependent on family expectations, okay? What worldly success meant to you is completely going to have a new definition to you now. So the old you gets washed away and new desires are born, something that's more soul aligned. So Ketu hits you twice, where it's sitting and the 8th house away. So there's a simple message that I want to read out to you guys, okay, with Ketu in the 4th. Your peace will not come from what you gain in the world, okay? Your peace will not come from what you gain in the world, but from what you release within, what you realize who you are on the inside. What are you willing to let go to be able to find the true peace at home? Ketu resides here. This is the home of the soul. So you have to let go of everything, come here, find Ketu, and then see what your blessings are. So, Ketu Mahadasha isn't painful if you're accepting change and you're willing on letting things go. That's the power of the word, meaning when everybody says surrender, Ketu, surrender in Ketu Mahadasha. It's surrendering to the change. Ketu wants to take the stress away from you, so you welcome new change positively in your life, okay? Ketu is not painful, I promise. Ketu is a blessing to have. I always try to motivate you guys in the videos. I always try to give you encouragement so you can make it through with a smile. Don't be scared. If somebody has scared you, call me. We'll talk. Ketu is a very beautiful time. Now I want to talk about a little bit more advanced astrology. This could take a long time, but I'm going to keep it very short, because call me if you want to learn more about your chart, but I'll just give an example of how Ketu is truly a blessing and how to read your chart more advanced way. I'll start with the gains of Ketu. So the second house in Kalpurush Kundli, or in the natural zodiac, the second house is your gains, correct? In this case, the second house from Ketu, if Ketu is sitting in the fourth house, so the second house, the way we count it, the fourth house and the fifth house, so second. So the fifth house becomes your gains of Ketu, okay? The gains of from the fourth house. So what does that mean when we're talking about gains and stuff like that, right? Your creative expression, like joy, dancing, playing music, singing, or your mantra, when you do meditation, your mantra practice, anything fifth house, right? Like mantra practice, your devotion, anything you do will heal your soul. It's a gain for your soul. It's a blessing for your soul. Ketu in the fourth, your kids are blessing. Children are seen from the fifth house. Ketu will bless you with such divine kids. You have no idea who these souls are. You don't even know how much they're here to help you. If your kids are born in Ketu Mahadasha, it's a blessing. But overall, if you have healed your trauma, your emotional patterns, wounds, ancestral healing that we have talked about, your kids are a blessing, your ancestral blessing to you. Okay, so make sure you do that. Make sure you speak your emotions that you have not shared with anyone. Okay, I know behind the camera, I've been connected with so many people that I've become the voice for, that you've been holding on to a lot of pain, a lot of conditioning that you never were given a chance to speak up about, okay? And I'm the voice for you guys, encouraging you to speak. Go to a counselor, speak to me, anybody, and get the burden out, what's been holding you on from years, becoming who you are, okay? You don't want to pass down this pain, this trauma to your next generation, okay? Your kids are a gift. So second house from fourth house is a fifth house. Kids would be a blessing. Even if you're a teacher, your students become carriers of ancestral healing. Okay, your kids or your students and stuff like that, they become the carriers if you're emotionally healed. Things like writing, performing arts, teaching. Okay, this is all aligning with your soul now. It becomes nurturing for your soul. It liberates you from your family patterns. Journal. I always encourage journaling because it helps bring that, it brings to the surface those unsaid words that you've been holding on to. Journal. Lock your journal so nobody can read it sometimes. Say the things that you've always wanted to. Feel the emotions that you've been holding on to for all these ages, okay? Astrology is not only about Saturn, Jupiter transit, no. Like some of you guys are finally understand where I speak from the heart. You're connecting with it because astrology is more than just planets. It's about emotions, okay? Like I'm just giving a brief example how fifth house is the gains of the fourth house. Fifth house is all about expression, creativity. I say always dance, smile, because you're gonna pass that positivity onto your kids, guys. Heal from that trauma that you've been holding on to for years, so at least you can have more healthy kids. They're a blessing. I'm not gonna go second house, third house from Ketu, fourth house, fifth house, sixth. This is a little bit more advanced. I don't want to bore you guys. Call me if you want to learn, or call me if you want to discuss your chart at this depth level. A brief example, fourth from the fourth, okay? Whenever we're looking at a chart, as you guys know, the fourth house represents your emotions, your home life, your comfort, and stuff like that. But now fourth from the fourth house from the fourth house would be the seventh house. Fourth house, fifth house, sixth house, seventh house. So the seventh house, it's a very magical house, okay? I'm just gonna say one line. Your relationships, they trigger that hidden ancestral and emotional pattern for healing, okay? People with Ketu in the fourth house, the moment you get committed into a relationship, marriage and stuff like that, watch how your relationship is changing now. What kind of trauma, emotions are coming on the surface from you or your partner, okay? These patterns, these triggers, they're not because of that person that you married. These are lineage patterns that are showing up now because you engaged karmically in a relationship. There's a lot more depth to that. You're fighting with your spouse. It's not because, oh, you didn't put the laundry away, you didn't do this and stuff like that. Those are just triggers for something greater underneath the surface, okay? You have to go to the soul level and see why these emotional entanglements are there. One other example before I finish this house to house. Your 9th house, okay? It's 6 away. Anything 6 is conflicts. Like when we look at the Kalpurush chart and stuff, the 6th house usually represent conflicts, your duties, seva, and stuff like that. So when Ketu is in the 9th house, your path to higher truth comes from having conflicts, getting them purified, your service, your seva, and cleaning your emotional karma with your ancestors and stuff like that. Only then can you reach your higher truth that needs to be unlocked. And that's why Ketu in the 4th really makes you go through a painful transformation that you have to face. It's transformation in Ketu is not only with material level, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, sexually. Everything gets triggered, okay? I'm not gonna go, the 10th house is 7 away. The 1st house is 10 away. But what I want to say is 2nd house, the house of family, is 11 away from 4th, okay? If you're spiritually aligned, if you're a happy soul, if you're living from the heart, your blessings will show up in your family. If you have cleaned up your ancestral karma, you have learned to speak about your emotions, finally express them, you're going to have a healthy family life. Life is not only about money. Rahu is there in the 10th house to make you a king. You will gain the worldly success, okay? There's no bigger powerful placement for a Ketu, for Rahu other than the 10th house. So don't worry about the worldly success. Ketu is here for a short period of time to heal you emotionally so you can feel the worldly success at a more happy heart time, okay? I think I've covered quite a bit in this placement now that most astrologers, most people don't talk about. They create the fear that, oh, you have to lose this and that. A loss is not to be scared of. It's beautiful because it's transforming you. Okay, if you think Ketu's trying to take something away, it's a loss. No, it's a transformation. Are you ready to be transformed? Whether you consult me or not, okay? Remember, Ketu is trying to teach you to transform. It doesn't matter your age, you're in the 20s, 30s, 40s. How is Ketu trying to transform you? Look at it with a positive eye. Always be ready to face the storm with a positivity. It's always for the better of you. In the moment, you might feel scared. In the moment, you might feel lonely. But I promise you, when the storm is over, you will see the rainbow. You will see the blessings of Ketu. So always smile. Always look at it with a positive angle, okay? Astrology isn't scary. Ketu Mahadasha isn't scary. That's why I say you might be feeling lonely and isolated. Ketu in the 4th also isolates you, by the way. It wants you to live in a 1-bedroom apartment away from the world, okay? Sometimes even at home. I know husbands, when you're living with a wife and kids, you cannot leave. A wife, you cannot leave your husband and kids. So whoever it is going through the Ketu Mahadasha, you cannot leave your worldly duties to go sit in a mountain. No. At home, Ketu wants you to sit in your room or start sleeping alone or something for a little bit. You might feel isolated because give yourself some time so that way you don't have to face this isolation during night. Go back, sleep in the bedroom, go spend that meditation, realize there's a higher divine inside you. That's all Ketu wants. Be happy, guys. This time period, we're never going to get back in our life, okay? I'm making a lot of these videos on Ketu because it's such a short time. You're going to miss it. You cannot buy this time period with any amount of money. What the divine is teaching you to break you out from, okay? Yes, you got to leave the family home. You got to see the true colors of the family. What is family? Sometimes the Ketu will take everybody away from you when you're in the 4th house. It'll show you the true colors of who they are, okay? But you will meet people that are truly more aligned with you during Ketu and hold on to those people with dear hearts. I'll make more videos on every house now for Ketu, guys. Thank you for watching. If you've stayed this long, always reach out. Any problems, anything you want to talk about, I'm always there. I always want to express my unconditional love to you. So whoever you're watching behind this camera, thank you for staying this long. I love you guys. And thank you for supporting. If you ever need help, remember, this is not just a channel, it's a home. Always reach out. Family members never get left behind. This is a home. So family comes first in life. I'll always be there for you guys. I hope you stay smiling. Thank you and have a wonderful night. I'll see you guys in the next video soon. Have a wonderful night, guys. Thank you so much.